Now let's take a look at PHP arithmetic operators. Here we can see some of the basic mathematical operators that PHP offers. We have our addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, which gives us the remainder when you divide x by y, and also exponent. We have our comparison operators, where we check to see if one value is equal to a next. We have not equal, greater than and less than, greater than or equal to, and also less than or equal to. We have our increment and decrement operators, which is plus plus, and you can see if the plus plus comes before our variable, it increments x by 1, then returns x. In our post increment, it first returns x, then increments x by 1. In our pre-decrement, it decrements or subtracts 1 from x and then returns x. In post-decrement, it first returns x, then decrements x by 1. We also have our and or operators, and here you can see that we use the double ampersand for and the double pipe operator for or. We will take a look at these logical operators a little bit later down in this course. For now, let's jump into our editor and look at some of these examples. So, by this point, you should have a solid understanding of how to create a PHP file and also how to run your script in your web browser. So, let us create a new file for our operators. So, let's save it, and we can call it operators.php. And now we can test some of these out. So let us open our PHP tag, and we are going to define some arithmetic operators. Okay, so let's define two variables so that we can work with x. Let's say x equals to 10. And before we go any further, I'd like to point out one of the main operators, our equal sign. This is known as an assignment operator. Okay, so when we want to assign a value to a variable, we use our equal operator. Let's define a second variable, y. Set that equal to 5. So there are several ways you can go about printing these results to our screen. So the first way we will use, let us define a variable to store the sum. So we'll just say sum is equal to x plus y. From here we can simply echo the sum of x and y is, and we can put our variable inside our double quotation. So let us save this, and let's check it out in our browser. So let's change our file to operators, and we get the sum of x and y is 15. Another way that we can do this, we can echo, and let's throw in a new line here, the difference of x and y is, and we can concatenate or join the result. And usually when you're echoing out the actual the actual math, you would put it inside your braces. So we would say x minus y. Okay, so let's save this, refresh. The difference of x and y is 5. If we didn't use these braces here, let's just save this, we would get a non-numeric value encountered error. Okay, so do remember to use your braces if you are echoing out a string and joining the value of your arithmetic operation to that string. I'll leave you guys to try out some of these other arithmetic operators that were shown for your own benefit. You can either choose to use this first method or you can try this second method. So now let's take a look at some comparison operators. Alright, so here we can simply write some expressions in our code. So we can do a check to see if x is equal to y, or if x is not equal to y. Alright, so let's actually comment these out for now, and let's not forget to echo these statements. Alright, so let us save our file, and when we refresh we get the value 1. Okay, so we're not getting the desired result that we're looking for. So what I'll actually do is I'm going to use the variable dump method. Okay, so otherwise known as var dump. And for more information on the var dump variable, you can just hover your mouse over it. So it pretty much dumps information about a variable, right? So you can see here that it takes 2 parameters, and usually we just use the expression argument. So that's what we'll do here. So instead of echoing this out, we're just going to do a variable dump, var dump. Okay, so let us save this. Right, so the first statement here, x equals to y, so we can see here x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5. So x is not equal. Okay, so in the second expression it's saying x is not equal to y. So if this statement evaluates to true, it should print true, which it does here. So our first statement is false and our second statement is true. So I'll let you go ahead and test out a couple more of these expressions, and you can now use the variable dump built-in function to evaluate some of your statements. So in the next lesson we'll take a look at loops and also some more operators, the increment and decrement operators, and a little bit further down, once we touch on functions, we'll start looking at some more logical operators. So stay tuned, we're pretty much halfway through the basics of PHP, so stick in there and try out some of these examples, and you'll see where you can make mistakes and just learn on your own. So whatever you're not clear with, just go back, rewatch the video, and test it out. You're not going to break anything. So just try to gain a better understanding by practicing. Alright, so see you in the next lesson.